Hello, can you hear me now? That should be working. How you doing? I'm just fixing up my mic because it seems to have been, it seems to have crashed, the software for it. Let me see, I'll just restart the program. That should fix it. There we go. All right, much better. Hope you're all doing well. It is June the 29th, or the 29th of June, where I am. 7:45 a.m. I'd say it's probably still the 28th where you guys are in the US. The night of the 28th of June. But we've had a pretty decent sell-off on Bitcoin over the last few hours. And seems to be approaching 20k again. The alts have slipped. I'm a little earlier than usual on this stream. I do have to go out soon, so I thought I would start up a little earlier than usual. So yes, Lex, you're right. I'm a little early. Yeah, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning here. And I thought I'd pop on. But I will be on afterwards as well, so there'll be like 2 streams today. I just can't stream around 10. I won't be able to stream around the candle close. So basically, I should be back maybe an hour or 2 after the new candle. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll let a couple more people join in before I begin. I'll grab the link to the stream as well and post about it on Twitter. That's tweeted out, and I'll Discord it as well. Wrong link. Let me update that. Be this link. Let me just edit that. Better. Top of the morning to you, Jimmy. Hello, DC Woodworking. How are you? Right. All the notifications are out. Stream's up. Music's working. Hello, Hamid. Okay. So we've got price approaching 20K again. Awesome. Back down to an area where I think we're probably going to see another dip below 20. I just don't think the sentiment is there yet for a big bull run. So there may be some relief off this move down, like maybe when the new candle starts. But for the most part, I think, yeah, we're likely to travel below, or at least get in touch with 20K again as a test. I mean, we're not that far off. We're only $370 above it. Thank you, buddy. So I'll let a few more people filter through before I talk more about what's happening or what I think's happening. Just check a couple more things here. Apparently something's going on with Ripple. Just got a couple of notifications about... Oh, no, it's just that Alex Cobb guy. He's an XRP fanboy. Yeah, I haven't really... There's no real evidence of anything amazing happening in the last 24 hours. If you think Ripple's gonna recover and do well in the next bull run, then these are pretty decent prices. Like, it's in that same sort of area of accumulation that it was in late 2019, early 2020. So that's on the cards. There could be a bit of a recovery on with that. So, Greybeard, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Slim Goody, how you doing? I'm going to check out some of the alts to begin with, perhaps. Because we know that Bitcoin is pretty much traveling sideways in this range that I have between 20 and 22,000. We identified a possible Adam and Eve right here. Inverse Adam and Eve, which means from the top of the atom to the bottom, you measure it out, like use a measuring stick like that, and move it to where it would break that neckline. Potentially see some prices down. And this is what Qui-Gon was talking about yesterday with the breakdown target of below 18.5. So that's possible. It's possible. It could be even lower than that. Maybe we'll see a retest of this low here. I don't know. That would be wishful thinking for us bears, us people accumulating. Obviously the long term outlook for crypto is like, yeah, we all want to see it recover and have another bull market, but it's not going to happen, this week or or this month. I don't think it's going to take time to build up this base again, and then eventually, you know, maybe sometime later this year or early next year, we'll get a rise in price. You know, this kind of action could go on for a while into next year, where we go sideways, much the same as what's happened through here, right? I know I keep repeating this sentiment, but it's good to drill it into you guys so that, or just to repeat myself so it's clear that this is likely going to be a crypto winter of sorts. You thought my Discord got hacked. People in Discord were saying that. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it did. So the Bitcoin leg closing no lower than 19.8k. Says Greybit. Let's see. Well, let me check the weekly. Got 5 days left of this weekly. Last week was supposed to be our nice like little bounce. It only went up 2.26% at the end of the by the end of the week. So the range was not that impressive. When you pick out a daily range, like yesterday's range was quite small. Like it was basically here and here. That was the range from yesterday. And if I just slide it over here, make it say yellow or something like that so you can see it better. Make it a little thinner. Okay, that's yesterday's range. If we go to the 15-minute, and you know the wicks of that daily candle account for all of this action here and probably like this lower action here, but the majority of the price action happened in this zone here. So I mean, today's daily candle, like if we measure it out properly, where did it start? 10 o'clock here. So let's understand these daily candles properly. Wait a minute, this is yesterday's, so 10 o'clock yesterday for me there. Or 27th rather. Previous daily. Today's daily candle is still playing out. We've still got, what, 2 hours left? This is the range that we had, and then today we've got this. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing, just highlighting the highs and the lows of each day. So not a hell of a lot of volatility going on for Bitcoin, like compared to what we've been through. So there's just a sign of it flattening out. If we duplicate this box here and bring it over here to this day, so even less range on this one. So this is the end of the daily as it comes up. We've got 2 bars left after this bar close, which is closing in 34 seconds, 33. So Little bit of a bounce. My drawing tool go. A little bit of a bounce here. We are on the lower end of the daily candle, so is there going to be resistance from these previous lows here? It's quite possible. So if I just drag this line across to really highlight that, be able to keep an eye. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be traveling too much higher than the previous day's lows here. And even today there was a bit of a bounce here as well, today's daily candle. So we opened here. We had a decent start to the day, but for the most part a downturn, and that was good news for Adam, who had a short open, I believe, on Bitcoin on leverage. So good on him. Congratulations to him for his position improving over time. He just had to give it a few hours, but there we are. Now, if I delete these lines here, so yeah, this is a sort of a good way to look at each day as it plays out. The range from the previous day as well. Let's see. Okay, so that's the time range. We know that. But to get the highs and lows, you have to basically drag it to the right to basically to encompass the wicks. Something like this. Now, what else did we have? So yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of indicator that does this as well, just to give you an idea of the range. Range indicator, perhaps. But yeah, this day here, that was nice and volatile. So you can see my days are a little bit out of sync with the actual daily candle. I think it's based off UTC 0, so just GMT, so England time. If I change it to England time, UTC, you'll see that the vertical lines of the grid line up with the days as well. So that sort of helps you see the range of the day a bit easier. But I am plus 10. I'm 10 hours ahead of everyone. So have we seen the bottom of today's candle? I think it's likely. Yeah, I don't know if we'll go lower than this within the next hour or two. But we'll see how we go. All right, get rid of these. Let's have a look at the macro perspective as well. So we've got the daily oscillator. We've got a momentum swing on the cipher indicator, and that could produce another dip wave here. Now remember, these waves can actually perform like more severe than the previous wave, even though that it's been dipping. Like I'll get an example. Let me delete that line. Go full screen with this one. So bullish divergence though, which is indicated by this green line here. The way that corresponds with the dips. So obviously there was a low here and then a lower low on the daily chart. But on the momentum waves, this was a severe dip, but this dip wasn't as strong, so that's divergent. And perhaps we've already seen the result of that bullish divergence, and that was just this little bounce here. You know, maybe that's played out already, but yeah, I'm just seeing if in comparison, yeah, there's not many waves that go as deep as the one we've just come out of on the momentum. So if I'm comparing this latest blue mountain here, so this one is quite severe. I think that was let's see, that's back in 2019. Let's have a look at which one that was. Yeah, that was a pretty heavy sell-off here. But even, yeah, even the COVID drop here, if I circle that and compare it, well, yeah, I suppose that did come pretty low. So yeah, we've been, this drop that we've been through like recently has been on the records of like one of the most severe drops in Bitcoin's history. So could there be further bloodshed, and you know, are we going further down? And I think it's on the cards for sure, definitely. If I just go to the shorter time frames here, yeah, this hourly candle, I mean, it's still fresh, it's still only like 7 minutes old, but yeah, not much is coming off this, this little uptick at this point. It could change, but I still think, obviously, from a scale of these tops here and these lows, we're certainly trending down, which I know is obvious. But the question, I guess, what we're looking at in the very near future is, do we bounce off 20 or do we break back down through it like we did back through here and through here? This, you could consider this a bounce, even though there was a little bit of action below 20. It was, yeah, for the most part, that was people comfortable paying for Bitcoin at 20,000. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we found support again and get some kind of like a potential, like a double bottom, if you will. If I go to the 4 hour, it might be a bit clearer. But for this inverse Adam and Eve to play out, that would suggest that we go below 20, that we break that support and travel back down. Maybe we get a retest of this support here, which would be nice. Yeah, we'll just have to be patient, see what happens. So yeah, this hourly still coming down again. So you just got to be careful if you're trading the short time frames. You don't want to get caught out on these dead cat bounces. Like these little relief rallies can be traded, but don't expect much from them. Like, they're not going to take you to the moon. So you just got to, if you're trading, you just got to take what you can get. Be happy with 1%, be happy with 2%, you know? Because especially on Bitcoin, if you're going for 1 or 2%, that's actually pretty good. You know, that's a 3% top to bottom to top, 2.6. But yeah, you have to understand that the range is quite flat, so you're not going to get some insane moves while we're stuck in this range, unless support or resistance gets broken. So until then, it's going to be quite flat and boring. The alts that had their run thanks to this Bitcoin bounce, that party seems to be over. A lot of them have come back down again. Solana's back under $40, $35.90. which is awesome if you're accumulating Solana, as well as the other alts. You know, you get more chance to buy up more, and that's the aim of the game in a accumulation phase or the bear market, crypto winter. So what else should we look at? Dogecoin, that's starting to come back down to reality as well. I think I'm pretty confident in 5 cents for at least for the short term. Who knows, maybe even 6 cents will establish some support there too. Because we kind of got a bounce here just above 6 cents, so we might be in for a bounce there potentially. So that's something to keep your eye on. But you can see how like every major step up, like 5 cents, 6 cents, 7, 8, 9, all of these big round levels have pretty poignant price change, like price reaction off those points. So we didn't quite make it to 8 cents, but I still think that, you know, that psychological level of 8 cents was enough to spell fear for people, and they weren't willing to buy through it, or, you know, perhaps there was a sell wall that was too large to get through. So, you know, that Elon Musk tweet it was good enough to get it up 2 cents, which is decent. Decent returns if you were able to get in as soon as he tweeted about it. You know, 28% is amazing in a bear market during accumulation. To get a long that goes 28% is amazing. So yeah, Doge still moves. If you can trade it. As far as investing, like the further down it bleeds, the better. Like, you know, just keep buying heavier. But yeah, this thing moves a lot. Like, you can see all of these times that it comes up and down. If you're able to catch these moments, there is still a lot of action and volatility in Doge, I think. Perhaps in the most recent times, like this area was quite boring, like not much action, but the range of that is still pretty significant. I think what is it? 16%. Yeah. So if you conservatively just aim for 10% during like a range over a period of days, you know, use your oscillators and, you know, try to stick to accumulating or buying at opportunities where the RSI has bottomed out. You know, you don't want to be buying up in the strength of the move, like in the heights of the move. So yeah, keep your eye on the oscillators. They are useful. They're not useless. They serve their purpose. Let's see. So pretty decent support established at 5 cents. We'll see if 6 cents will hold us. I think a lot of this, of course, is dependent or reliant on how Bitcoin goes as it approaches 20K again. Let me catch up with the chat here. Betty, it's nice to be hearing your voice again. Thank you, Betty. It's nice to be reading your comments again. Greybeard, believe we have a bottom filling in, sir. However, confirmation is slow due to volume. 19.8 thousand is my best assessment for the movement. It's highlighting some great points. He's on it. Thank you, Greybeard. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like 20K, the level of 20K is gonna be magnetic to the price, similar as to how it was around 30K. You can see how much action, how much swinging back and forth like a pendulum 30K was to the price. Buddy, thank you for the kind words there. You want to have a look at Solana? Yeah, for sure. So, um, so much like Dogecoin, Bitcoin is attracted to the big round numbers. Surprise, surprise. Um, it's just the psychological levels, you know. A lot of people place bids at the big round numbers, which is what you expect. I think we're on the high side of 20K. I think we're due for more action below and above, but I think for the most part, we're going to be stuck in a range similar to how we were at 30, like this. So that range at the moment, something like this is what we're dealing with. You could even bring it up here to that extreme high, but I don't know if we're going to get too much action above 22, so I'm more inclined to bring it down to here and as low as 17.6. You know, if we do break down below 20 and find support at a, say, 19,000, like a round number like that, that may change the range, the extremes of the range to be a little bit tighter. Just as this happened here, like we got an extreme to begin with, but yeah, we were able to establish a higher range bottom. Had a little bit of action outside the top of this previous range, but yeah. So these moves down, these areas that take the next step down, a lot of people have got their fingers crossed for something like that happening again so that we can get down to 10K, which would be amazing for accumulation purposes. Like, your money becomes so much more powerful down at the next tier, of course. So I'm prepared for that to happen. You guys should be too. Don't expect it to happen, but be prepared if it does. And same for the upside. Like, if we see any upside, have plans in place. But it's not about forecasting and knowing what's going to happen. It's about being prepared for what might happen. And if you've got all bases covered, then nothing will surprise you. Nothing will catch you off guard. So, I guess the only thing that would catch us off guard is if if all the exchanges went down and got banned, or they all like did a runner on us. Anyway, so today has less than 2 hours left. Let's see, got an hour and 42. I'll go back to Solana by request, back by popular demand. So this is actually a good example of these signals being printed and not really producing much during a crash. So you have to be careful. They're not gospel. They're not perfect. They're a good starting point if you're trading, but no indicator is gonna give you the perfect entries and exits. But this comes close, this Cypher B indicator. If you treat these more so as dollar cost averaging points, then maybe that's the approach during a bear cycle. We know that we're in a bear market because we're getting macro lower highs and lower lows. There's no question about it. So what do you do with that? You basically change your strategy up to accumulate. So just looking at the history of Solana, like if you go back to like early last year, we had this beautiful blue line at $20. Got lots of examples of support at that level. So if we do lose $30, which is what we sort of bounced off recently, there's another opportunity for a bounce at $20. Picking up Solana at $20 a pop is pretty amazing when you consider, if back to all-time high, each of those Solanas that you grab is going to be worth $260. That's pretty amazing returns on your money. So yeah, I think this is one to watch. Solana, any of the top 20 performers from the last bull cycle are worth looking into, worth looking at. I don't doubt that by the time the next bull run comes along, that there's going to be brand new coins, brand new cryptos that do really well. Like, you know, the highest performing cryptos might be something that we've never heard of, or that's, you know, still in the pipeline. So yeah, it's the information about what to get into for the next bull run that can get outdated very quickly. Like that can become stale information. If you think back to the bull market of 2017, back here, there was a lot of promise in cryptos like Neo, EOS, OMG. Yeah, there was quite a lot of favorites. NEM. And did they perform amazingly in the next cycle? Did they make it into the top 20? Nope, because there was some new. The environment completely changed. Like this was an NFT market and DeFi. Like this was the ICOs, like this bull phase, and this was the NFTs and the DeFi. So, is there going to be some other, you know, environment in crypto that's going to perform well in the next phase? Who knows? Like that, you know, maybe by the time we get to it, maybe there's going to be like some government-backed coins, you know, some federal coins. That who knows? I don't know. I don't know what's coming, but NFTs are awesome. I just think we sort of you have to wait until the next phase where the hype returns, like the focus and the interest in crypto returns again in the next bull cycle, for those to really appreciate and value again. So at the moment, yeah, you're not going to get, you know, the average bid, the average buyer of NFTs, unless they are privy to the fact that, oh, I'm buying a dip here. Because this is a macro dip. Macro dip, macro dip, macro dip, macro dip. You can see it, they almost happen at roughly similar intervals as well. Turn logarithmic on. And that's probably a lot to do with the halvings and like how far past the halvings it's been. But let's go back to a shorter time frame. Someone's asking about Ethereum. We got DC Woodworking asking for an Ethereum update. Let's check it out. Well below previous all-time high. Much the same as, well, Bitcoin's actually holding above its previous all-time high at the moment, even though it did see a dip. So Ethereum is selling off beautifully. I don't think Ethereum's going anywhere. I think it's still going to be around in the next cycle. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty confident in Ethereum's future. Anyway, I'm going to have to come back in about 2 or 3 hours, and I'll continue on part 2 for today's stream. And thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next part 2. So stick around and come back if you want that one. All right.